welcome back to another book chat. So it is officially spooky season, and for everybody else, like this is spooky season for me since like mid-August, but for everybody else, it is officially spooky season. So welcome to October. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go through these books, right? Or I don't know why I said the first thing, because it's not like there's something else on the agenda for today except to go through these books. So we're going to go ahead and go through these books. I have 9 books that I read in September, and then I am so excited about like one of the upcoming videos because I am doing like some more book hauls and trying to, in my next TBR, pick all of the books that give very spooky Halloween season. And I know you guys might be like, all you do is read books about spooky, things. And that is true. But we're going to try to find the books that set the vibe. So I'm really excited about that. So that's going to be coming up in a TBR video. I think I'm going to have one more haul. And then I'll have like a TBR of those books for October's reads. So let's go ahead and get started. This first book that I read is This Is Why We Lied. It's by Karin. And I believe this is also like a TV show, not like a movie, because at first I thought it was like a movie, but I think it's a TV show based off of this guy named Wilde. I don't know if the TV show is still happening, but this is actually, I think, like book 14 in the series. So it definitely reads like a TV show. So if you know how like with TV shows, it's like they're episodic, I think that's the word for it, but they're also like, there's a serial story that connects from one to the next. So this one picks up where Will Trent has married Sarah Linton, and they are on their honeymoon, and they're at this lodge, and then a victim turns up, like someone ends up being taken out, and they are basically solving that. One toxic family, 8 suspicious guests, everyone is guilty, but who's the killer? This book has triggers on triggers on triggers, so definitely go and read those. I actually listened to this one on audiobook. I started reading it, but I needed something to listen to. I think I was doing some traveling or something like that. I liked this one. It was good. I do feel like it was way too long. Like, I feel like they could have wrapped it up. This book had a lot of shockers. Like, this family was trash. Like, when I say trash, I mean the absolute worst. And I hate how it created situations for someone else throughout the book. But this one could be definitely a hard read. I feel like it did a lot of taking you down a path and then kind of throwing a curveball in there. And that kind of got old. But overall, I think it was okay. Like, I didn't hate it, but I definitely feel like this is something I would have rather watched. I'm glad I listened to it because I think if I read it, I probably wouldn't have liked it. Like with my eyes. The next one, The Hitchcock Hotel by Stephanie Wrobel. I actually really like this one. We have a Riley Sager quote dropping. I thought this one was cool, but I think this one may move a little slow because it's not constant things happening. It's little things happening that make you go like, why is this person doing this? Why are they acting like this? Like, you really do feel like someone's around the corner, in my opinion, when you read this. I think the twist was great. I love the twist that was in the book. I definitely did not see that being the twist that was going to come. So I definitely enjoyed this. But like I said, you may feel like it moves a little slow. Like, I literally thought this was going one way. And when it made that, because I was like, well, how is this going to work now that XYZ has happened? And so I was totally like, okay, that was good. It's worth reading. But like I said, this one is a little slow, and not that things aren't happening, but it's more of like suspicious, weird, poking type of happening going on. The next one I read is Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones. Now, y'all know I love Stephen. But this particular one right here, I don't know. Like, it was definitely creepy. So you get the creepy vibes. You get him bringing in his, heritage, and I like that. But when it got to the end of the book, I was a little bit worried. Because I am like, what exactly are you about to do? And I'm concerned. And then who or what was actually doing what during the entire book. So this one for me was not one of my favorites. However, I was into it, but I was just so thoroughly confused. But it's only like 90 some pages, so I feel like give it a chance and maybe you could tell me what I missed. Now the next one, Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. This one I actually did enjoy. It's still twisted though. Not gonna lie, it's still twisted. This one has 134 pages. This one is, and I didn't really say what this one is about, but it's a little hard for me to even tell you what it's about. I don't know. This one though is about a kid who wants to play a prank, and he convinces his friends to play a prank on one of their other friends. So they are going to play this prank with this mannequin that they played with as a younger group of kids. And things go left really quickly. This one kind of hurt me reading it because I was like, oh my gosh, can somebody please get a handle on what is going on? And it ends in one of those ways where I don't know if I'm 100% satisfied with how it ended, but this one was definitely creepy. And it's I feel like it is a nod to mental health. This one here, I waited so long to read this book, y'all, because I really thought this was going to be the last book in the series. Because he came out with another book instead of this one. I was like, wait, what's going on? We get a book every year. I read the book and I get to the acknowledgement. And he's literally like, y'all are going to have to wait. This isn't the end of the series, but y'all are going to have to wait for the next one because I'm writing another book. And he did. And I've already talked about that. It's called We Solve Murders. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a series 2. But this is not the last book in the Thursday Murder Club series, which I'm so happy about. This one is The Last Devil to Die. It's by Richard Osman. Because I will be talking about the newest one in the upcoming book haul in TBR. But this one was definitely good. But if you're a fan, just be prepared. And that's all I'm going to say, because I kind of had an idea of what was going to happen in this one just because of what the young lady said when I bought it. But if you're a fan, just be prepared. But all the feels. This one basically is about actually a friend of the... Let me actually read first, because I want to make sure... Yeah, okay, so it does tell us. So this is about a friend of theirs, the Thursday Murder Club team, who has been murdered. And not even just them, but even the cops that are in the series. And that person gets murdered. And they are trying to figure out who murdered him and why and how were they technically involved, while also dealing with some heavy personal stuff. So I really enjoyed this one. Just be prepared is all I'm going to say, but I liked it. And I think the way they twisted this one with the whodunit was really good. Okay, y'all. I finally read something that is not a thriller, not a mystery, not a horror, not even a fantasy. Because y'all know I've been reading Harry Potter. I read A Love Song for Ricki Wilde by Tia Williams. I actually listened to it. Romance just ain't for me. It's not. And this one does have like magical realism in it. This one does have, I guess, like kind of historical fiction in this one. And romance. First of all, her family was trash. I'm going to start there. I didn't like how it ended because I just wanted there to be something else. I'm not mad at how it ended, but I just didn't like the way it had to end. I'll say that. But this one is just basically about a girl named Ricki Wilde, who is kind of like the outcast black sheep of her family, who is very prominent in Atlanta. And she decides, I want to forge my own path. And she begins to do that. And then she meets this mysterious person. And that kind of sets off the thing. So, it wasn't bad. It's just really not for me, but I think someone who likes romance and magical realism, this one is centered in Harlem, so you have a lot of that back and forth between past and present, and that was really cool, but it's not like, I'm just like, okay, you know. But I think definitely if you love romance, you'll love that. This one, Never Saw Me Coming, is by Vera Kurian. This is actually one of my Dollar Tree finds. Oops, done knocked everything over. This is one of my Dollar Tree finds, and I actually really like this one. This one is just told basically in present tense, and it's about these kids who go to this college, and they are actually in a program for psychopaths. So they are certified psychopaths at the school, and they're in a program to basically help psychopaths lead normal lives, get more information and more, just knowledge of the mental illness, because there is none. There's not a lot. This one does have a couple of good, I will say there's good humor in this one, because it really, to me, this gives Scream vibes. In the sense that they are in college, they are a group of, and in this case, they're not a group of friends, but there are a group of people who have things in common, and they're just trying to figure each other out, because once again, like I said, this centers around psychopaths. So just imagine trying to navigate that relationship. They're in college, like I said. I like this one. There is some descriptive gore in this, like as to how the person gets taken out, but not too much. But like I said, this gave Scream vibes. I actually really liked it. I think it had a good twist at the end. And there's actually an earlier twist that we find out that I thought was great as it played out through the story. The next one I read is The Coworker, is by Freida McFadden. This book was actually gifted to me by my friend at the bookstore. So this one says, 2 women in an office filled with secrets, one terrible crime that can't be taken back. I actually really enjoyed this one. Honestly, I will say, like I said, Freida McFadden is gonna Freida McFadden, okay? Out of all her books, the only one I was like, I really didn't like, she could have kept that, was The Housemates 3. This one was good. If you're somebody who is just getting into horror or thrillers and you just want somebody easy, Freida McFadden is that girl. This one was actually great. I like this one because it is told in past and present and in different perspectives, but a little different than the other book she did. Did I expect The Thing to be the thing? Absolutely not. I did not see that one coming. I was so confused as I was reading, because I was like, wait, is this an imaginary friend? Is this a real person? And even though they did the person dirty, because yes, I get where they were coming from, but dang, that was a lot. And then, of course, Freida McFadden's books, I feel like, for the most part, never end the way you think they should end. But definitely a good one. Now, the last one I read, another Dollar Tree find, Tell Me What Really Happened by Chelsea Sedoti. This one is a YA novel, and it is very young adult, but I enjoyed it. Did I like the end? Oh my gosh, no, because I felt so freaking bad for this person. But once again, stop, don't be lying to your parents. Don't be trying to playing cruel jokes. And if you're under 21, don't be drinking, okay? Don't be drinking, because they would have been better off if they didn't do those things. But this one is basically told in multiple, it is told in multiple POVs, but not the norm. It's actually written pretty cool. It's all interviews. So the entire story begins, let me see, I think, no, even when they start the story, there's 2 parts. They are at the police station, and they're basically saying, our friend is missing, and it's all the interviews. Everything is just interviews of the kids speaking. You don't hear any outside people speaking unless it gets kind of like reference, like somebody said something, but you don't hear them saying anything. The only real outside time you hear someone talking is like the question that's being asked at the beginning of the chapter. So I actually really like this one as far as the way it was written. I thought that was super unique. I think it is a very easy read. It is almost like 400 pages, but it's so easy to read with the interview style. It did grab my attention, but like I say, kids, don't be doing things you're not supposed to do, and don't be doing bad things, because then you wouldn't be in this situation. And then on top of that, I think there's a second person that actually should have been held accountable, because if they didn't do what they did, then the other person couldn't have did what they did. Yeah. So those are the 9 books that I read in the month of September. Let me know what you think about these. If you've read anything, have you guys been reading super good books? What are y'all going to be reading next month? I can't wait to share this month, because it is actually October already, but I can't wait to share my TBR. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Y'all, I'm kind of sleepy. It's really late, but I really wanted to film this tonight, so my brain is kind of like about to go to bed for the night. But yes. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Sarah Sho'Shanna. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. And for those who keep coming back, I appreciate you. See you in the next one.